What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again. We got ourselves another Guild War match for y'all today. As always, thank you all so much for tuning in. Before we get into that, I wanted to talk about a couple of different things that I got going on here. First and foremost, happy post-free removal, free rune removal day. Hope you guys got a lot done. I worked all weekend long, so I really could have played around with it. And funny enough, if you guys have ever seen me and kind of the things that I talk about, I generally never wait for free removal. If I got something to change, I want to change it, immediately. When, of course, the mana permits, so that I can provide the best advantage for my guild, for my community, Epic Fail Delta. So, with regards to these particular two defenses here, these have been my defenses. I mean, my CR Orion Kumar has been my defense for the longest time. Has shown a lot of success versus the top 5 guilds. But my second team, which a lot of people can relate to, is generally you have really one strong team, but the second team doesn't always do too well. With regards to this team, after I built it, after the last, month or so we've been playing around with it, you guys know that I've been using Iris with my benchwarmer battles. I've had a fair amount of successes when it comes to this guild, when it comes to this team. And so, despite the fact of not having will or whatnot, the RNG factor of it just has played a strong role when it comes to the despair procs off of Iris and just the overall shield. With that passive heal and the shield combined with both of these two types of healing go into the lower unit, keeping Theo alive, since Theo is generally the target build here. So one thing I kind of wanted to mention to you guys, if you're playing around with that Khmun, is especially if you kind of have that random defense that maybe doesn't do all too well, and maybe you can't make the perfect defense to kind of counter everything you see in the meta, see what you could do to play around with RNG, right? When we talk about Guild War defenses, and the strategy and thought process here, there's a lot of things that we try to do, right? Regardless of what we try to counter the meta, there's always going to be somebody that's going to be able to exploit that, take advantage of that. But one thing they can exploit is that concept of RNG. RNG can work in our favor, both good and bad. And when it comes to the defensive aspect, we're trying to do everything in our power to have the best creative defense that we can possible. But we definitely want to consider the concept of RNG and see and basically capitalize it on the defensive side, take advantage of it if we so can. So looking at my setup here, you guys know Khmun, Theo, Iris. Khmun has always been Swift Destroy. Iris has always been Despair Revenge, and Theo has just been Violent Blade, because I cannot get the will on the runes without crippling all of these guys' stats. It just so happened that my best rune set on Khmun is that Swift Destroy that allows me to get the best overall effective HP, right? 41k HP, 1500 defense, or a little under 1500 defense, but the accuracy resistance kind of is slacking. So I'm like, okay, I realized, after running them through swap, I can't, take advantage of everything that I want completely. What could I do? What could I do to go ahead and provide a little bit more RNG to the mix? And so I played around with swap this earlier this week before free removal, and I was able to find myself a despair set. With this despair set, I was able to basically get just a little bit under the HP that I had. I'm about 1500 HP shy. I'm about 85 defense shy, but more or less the same speed. A little bit under on the critical rate, probably about an 8 or 9% critical rate drop, unfortunately, but a little bit more resistance and a ton more accuracy. So when I think about this aspect here, again, it's not the perfect world. I don't have an attack bar booster, so people that are running the speedier comp can definitely take advantage of me, especially for the fact that I don't have will. That being said, if their will, if their defense break resist or whatnot, or if they, can't, KO us the first turn, because of course with Theo, he has that endure proc, and the shield plus Iris' combo can save him. That concept of RNG might be able to just get myself the win here. So 2 despair base units, speedy units, combined with the strong damage dealing unit that has taken advantage of the speed deal skill. I'm really excited about this last week as how it is done. It definitely caught a couple of the top 5 guilds off guard. And so, do I say copy this? Completely no. What I'm saying is, take a look at your setup, and if you're truly having an issue when it comes to having the perfect setup that that people have said this is the tried and true method, see what you can do to embrace that concept of RNG and see how you can incorporate it, whether it's a despair set, whether it's a violent set on a particular unit, or whether it's something that is generally built in a despair or violence set and building it in a different fashion, something that doesn't catch on. You know, play around with that. You know, do what you got to do, because at the end of the day, you only can focus on what you can control, and on the defensive side, it's extremely hard to do so. So again, play around with it, see what you can do, and please feel free to put it in the comment section down below, because I'll be really looking to hear back from you guys on that. Okay, so without further ado, let's get underway. What we got here? So what I'm going to do today is I'm obviously going to be playing around with Khmun here. I'm going to be taking a look at a couple of defenses that I can capitalize on if they're not running any attack bar boosters, or even if they are, I'll see what I can mess around with on those particular setups here and test out some different units here. This one here, we are going to basically, I'm gonna let this. Well, you know, I guess we don't want to lose it. I mean, this guy, yeah, we'll just run this one here. I'm not worried about like wins, draws, losses, whatever here. But this top one here, I definitely want to play around with Khmun here with the concept of RNG. See if I can take advantage of it here. Where are we at here? Can I find my units here? Can I find them? Well, actually, I know I do want to bring in Orion. And there's Khmun. And so what we're going to do today is, this is going to be something interesting. So this is not going to make too much sense, but I'm going to roll with it here. Generally, I run Khmun at the lead, right? And what I want to do here is, instead of using like the Theomars or whatever, I'm going to play around with Ethna here. But here's the crazy thing about it all is, because of the fact that they're not using the RNG factor, I'm going to take advantage of this defensive leader skill and provide a little bit more mitigation for my units, especially if some of these units go ham. Keep in mind that we just had a video talking about the concept of the shield and how it considers, you know, the amount of defense and whatnot that the units have in consideration when it comes to that. So even though speed is king and speed is what's going to keep you know, Ethna alive, she gets focused on, I'm going to take things a little bit slow, hope that I can KO Theomars and just take advantage of it. But that being said, I'm a big fan of Khmun at the lead. Let's not get it twisted now. But either way, with regards to Ethna, you guys know, recent patch, she just had that change when it comes to having the what's it called, the reliable beneficial effect remover. Went from 50% to 100%. So I'm definitely a big fan of trying to get that first turn, especially for the teams that are revolved around bringing that Theo here. I'm definitely all about that. Okay, so what I want to go ahead and do, I think what I want to go ahead and do is I'm going to try to stun this unit here. Didn't happen. Let's just go ahead and get Theo out the way. Hopefully he's not too tanky. Go figure. I didn't do enough damage here, but it's all good. We already reset that defensive break, so I'm happy. Trying to get the proc there on the despair set didn't really happen, but that's all right. Let's see where he focuses on. If he focuses on Ethna, it's a rip, and it looks like it's a rip. Look at that. So I guess we'll go ahead and have to close out this particular fight here, because obviously I don't have any defense. I don't have any damage dealer. But again, that's what happens sometimes when you can't KO the unit that you're attending for, and you put yourself in a kind of disadvantage. It doesn't always work out in your favor. But again, playing around, you know, the fight is won. We are not too concerned about you know, about losing right now. So this one here, we should be able to knock out. That being said, it is Camila. I feel like Camila can definitely do work here. I will go ahead and all this. I'm not going to try to tough this one out. I think we can get the job done here. Doesn't look like it's a hybrid unit, but we'll get it. We'll get it underway here. Unless he kills my Shige here. Shige is not is not tanky at all. There we go. Okay, so round one, the draw's in, right? GG. Let's see here. So Ethna got wrecked. We didn't get the shield on her early on. Her having a lower HP pool than Orion, I thought that would have been the case. But I might have to look back on that clip and see if one of my other units got hurt a little bit harder, and then that's why they lost. That's why they lost the opportunity to get that shield here. Let's take a look at some of these other teams that we got going on here. We got immunity that we get. Yeah, that villager is gonna do some work here. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and play around with. We'll go ahead and play around with Leica. No big deal. So this is gonna be a little bit slower. It's going to be a little bit slower, but ultimately we're still going to be able to do work because, again, we're bringing 3 different types of stuns here. We got a counter attack, we got a stun on Leica, we got a stun on Orion's third skill, Harvest Crack, and then we got the Despair set off this. Of course, we do have Veligil here, so if I get the opportunity to focus Veligil down, I might even do that, despite the fact that it's not the smartest thing considering what Theo can do. Let's just see what happens. Let's play around with it. Again, I gotta put the 20,000 gamers out because we are definitely playing off the cuff right now. We're just kind of going with RNG here and see what happens here. Naturally, this team's a beast, right? Bringing that triple will. So I think we're gonna have to. Well, obviously we're gonna try to stun here, but it's not gonna mean too much because Veligil should cancel it out here. But again, because of the fact that we did get that Endure proc, this will make things a whole lot easier because we're gonna get that Theo out the way. So, bang bang. I'm gonna go for Ritesh since he's the one with the defensive break and the heal and the provoke, everything. 10k damage when Ritesh is at full health here. So again, guys, that is with 40k HP before the leader skills even come into play. That's with the max HP tower on the arena side, and I believe it's like a level 4 or level 5. I have to check my tower here. Actually, we could see right now with the ally buffs here. So we got the HP 20%, and then we got ourselves, which tower is it? HP 14% here on the Guild War tower. So yeah, buddy. And again, when I think about all these things that add up, I mean, this, like I said, we don't really think, sometimes we forget about the Guild War tower. You're so focused on getting all this other stuff here, Ifrits and whatnot. I mean, as you progress in the game, hopefully you guys are doing work here, getting those towers up there, because they definitely make a big difference. I mean, that shield is so strong. Here we go. So I think I want to go ahead and reduce. I think I want to go ahead and reduce Leica here. Ooh, bad mistake here. Bad mistake. Bad mistake going for Leica first. Should have gone for the Water Panda, but considering the fact that it's water versus wind, I was kind of hoping we could wait a little bit, let the water one do the work on the 70% attack, reckless assault. But now we're at a disadvantage because we have that whole, stun here. We don't have Olivia to go ahead and cleanse it right now. But what we can do, well, we definitely don't want to. Yeah, we can go for him right here. This is what we're gonna do right here. This proc right here should kill him. There it is. Now, let's get that shield on. And I don't know, I don't think is her second skill up? Oh, yes it is. God bless it. That's what I want. Now let's try to get that crazy crit. That crazy crit with 59k damage. That's what I'm talking about here. Let's resurge. I love it. Oh my god. There it is, guys. Trevor doing work. Oh, I can't get enough of it. I can't get enough of it. Oh, here we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and do it again. What can we find? Obviously, as much as I want to hit that light panda. Ugh. Ugh. What is this nastiness? What is this nastiness? So, like, I don't even. Oh man, this is interesting here. Let's go with the standard team here, just for the fact that I kind of want to see. I kind of want to see if we can just eliminate the Zeratul here with all the Chloe or whatever. This should be pretty interesting. With Sekhmet, she's such an amazing unit, but considering that I have two units that are the elements are going to be neutral to her, the light and the fire, this is a great opportunity for me to take advantage of counterplaying her her third skill. If you guys didn't know, right, that third skill is going to be able to reduce the cooldown times on these skills. But of course, with these two units having passives, and that's what their big thing is about them, they're not going to be able to counter what I'm trying to do. This is a team that's not set up with any kind of speed lead. So even if they get the first turn off of Sekhmet, if Sekhmet's running Swift or something like that, it really doesn't matter. She's not going to focus on Theo. I'm going to be able to silence Zeratul if Sekhmet doesn't go for it. But again, I should be able to get that first turn and just wreck Zeratul all day long. Down below, yeah, this is a little bit more interesting here because of the fact that this is just kind of like I can see this unit just being super fast here. It's kind of scary. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is I think I want to take Ciara and I want to take Bastet, and I just kind of want to. Normally, I would try to say face revolution here, but I kind of want to do something stupid. I basically want to take my. I want to go speed for speed because that's the thing that you shouldn't do. You shouldn't be gambling with speed and just have fun with it. All right, so let's do it. My what is it called? My Charlotte is 207 speed, so she's not perfectly speed tuned when it comes to this unit, but she is doing something here. Ooh, this is very interesting here. Chloe is going to be able to cut in to my Theo. So do we stop? Do we stop the Chloe? I think we stop the Chloe here, and then hope that this is a very squishy 0-2. It is. This is where Mr. Soul Devourer, Mr. Khmun comes into play. We get it done. All right. So, yeah, this is one of those defenses that it screams, oh my god, go for me right now, because again with Iris, she's just too OP when it comes to teams that are trying to rely on that first turn immunity. But if you guys have ever seen or if I ever talked about it, while Chloe was something of the past that generally people played around with, I'm really not a big fan of Chloe because of the fact that she's generally built in a predictable manner, and as you guys know, it's definitely something that, you know, if it doesn't work out perfectly, it can definitely not go in your favor. So yeah, we're cheating a little bit here. We got ourselves a 280 speed Bastet before the speed lead skill comes into play, and that's something to kind of talk about as well, right? Bastet has my fastest runes. Not Bernard. Why is that? Because again, Bernard is one of those situations where if, back in the day when I was doing, like, you know, playing around with a little bit of arena, focused on arena, or focused on some YOLO comps like Bernard Mega Lucian or whatever like that before I got Bastet, yeah, sure, it made sense. Have Bernard your fastest rune so you could take advantage of his leader skill, combined with Megan to give him that attack buff and just, you know, wreck people with our solution. Now, as you guys know, I got Bastet. Bastet is going to be the better option for an attack bar booster versus Megan. And so, with that being said, because of them playing the role in that aspect, if I do want to play around with a speeder Bastet, I think that's going to be something that I can take advantage of. Sheer, just for more of the concept of turns over time. In a Charlotte Bastet Lucian situation, can I get away with a 250%? Sure, for the majority of the compositions that I do. But for something like this, where I know that I can be relatively competitive versus somebody that might be playing around with a 230 to 240 Triton unit here, they definitely could be catching me off guard with a Swift set. But ultimately, I haven't seen too many people play around with that, especially from this guild. So why not? You know, why not have your fastest Bastet runes, or sorry, fastest Swift runes on Bastet in my situation, since I'm trying to utilize that particular composition to get the first turn, to guarantee the first turn, and it is one of my main 4 teams that I use all day, every day when it comes to this. On the flip side, you guys know I love RTA, so being able to have that fastest set on Bastet when people don't think that it may not be my fastest set on her, definitely gives me a turn advantage if they do not decide to ban her because they see CR or they see Felidrol or something like that. They want to go ahead and ban that. So again, you know, that's my perspective on it. It is not there's no right or wrong way when it comes to, you know, what I'm thinking here. But again, that's just my thought process on it. If you agree with it, great. If you don't, put it down in the comment section down below. I'd be looking forward to just kind of talking about it, go back and forth, because again, this is just my particular situation. That's how I feel. Hopefully you guys respect it, but if you don't, it's okay, because there's so many ways to build different things. All right, again, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. My apologies for yapping all day, every day, but again, I just different types of thought process that I wanted to go ahead and address today. I hope you guys liked that early on segment when it comes to the Guild War defense and the concept of RNG. If you did, please feel free to hit that like button down below. Let's let everybody know that you actually liked the video today. And as always, I will see you all in the next video. It's your boy Childish, ChildishPlays checking out. Take care, and we will see you next time. We're out.